The Stroke Recovery Center is not a sad place. All of these people have suffered a traumatic, life-changing event, but they're not finished living. Most medical plans cover up to 90 days of stroke recovery therapy, leaving the Stroke Recovery Center to help see stroke survivors through the rest of their lives.
So once those benefits have run out from Medicare, from Medi-Cal, or from insurance companies, they have nowhere to go. We've set up the Stroke Recovery Center, and we do all of our services for free because these people don't have any benefits.
The Stroke Recovery Center receives no government funding, so each year they raise between $800,000 to $1 million to keep the doors open 5 days a week.
This organization has been the best thing that has happened to me since my stroke.
Norman Brown entered the Stroke Recovery Center for the first time 3.5 years ago in a wheelchair. Now he can walk and drive a car.
And I would advise anyone that has had a stroke to definitely come down here and see what they can do here to help you. It has helped so many.
Stroke survivors come from all over the country for the Stroke Recovery Center's exercise and rehabilitation therapy. Edith Sines calls it the best place ever.
I came in January from Las Vegas because I was an interpreter of the courts there. But since there was this place in here that is fantastic, we moved for a year to begin with. And this is fabulous. I have recovered so much.
Very good.
In addition to helping people with their physical disabilities, cognitive issues, and speech problems suffered from a stroke, the center also helps them socialize and reintegrate into the community. A hot meal is offered each day for $3. It's the only service they charge for. Friendships are formed and strengthened every day through a common bond of struggle and recovery.
The people here are extremely helpful and encouraging, and it is a joy to come here because the people in the community, we're all lumped together and we all get our encouragement and support from each other, and it helps us work better.
Not only is it they're saying that it's positive, we actually, from our research, we have shown that we can reduce the number of visits to the ER, we can reduce the number of falls, we get people moving from being driven, say, by their friends and relatives to taking the bus on their own, to becoming more independent and be able to become more functioning citizens from where they were.
There are a number of ways for people to help the Stroke Recovery Center. You can buy or donate clothes to the Jackie Lee Thrift Shop. You can donate money, or you can donate your time. 100 volunteers help keep the Stroke Recovery Center open 5 days a week.
And the volunteers here are very devoted to their areas that they choose to volunteer here at the Stroke Center, whether it's in speech therapy, our support groups, our resale shop, the Jackie Lee Thrift Shop, our kitchen, and exercise therapy. Each and every day they really make it happen here for the Stroke Center and for us.
Up to 30 volunteers can be working in a given day, and they could always use a few more. Virginia Allen was encouraged to volunteer by a friend. She's been doing it now for 7 years.
I wasn't sure if I could handle working with the clients, but I tell you, they inspire me every time I walk in here. It's a gift to be able to just feel that. They're so happy.
It's a common theme to hear volunteers say they get more out of volunteering than they give. Edie Del Fiorentino has a friend who had a stroke. She's volunteered in the thrift shop for 6 years.
And we've got such great people here that everybody makes you feel comfortable. And we call it one big happy family. Got a great crew, they're wonderful.
I feel good. I feel like I've done something worthwhile. Sometimes it's very hard to kind of explain the feeling that you get inside, but I know when I go out on Monday afternoons and Friday afternoons, I feel like, wow, this has really been good today.
It's time to shine the Coachella Valley spotlight on the Stroke Recovery Center. It is the only place of its kind in the country, helping not just stroke survivors recover and prosper, but also the people that are closest to them.
It's so critical, everything that's provided here. has changed our life.
When Estelle Sandler's partner, Angie, had a stroke, she spent much of her time pushing a wheelchair through the snow around their New York neighborhood. She felt stuck in a mire of paperwork and denied insurance claims, trying to squeeze one more therapy visit out of her health care plan so Angie might improve her speech or strength. When she did get Angie into a speech pathologist, the sessions were often rushed through in less than half an hour. Now here at the Stroke Recovery Center, the sun is shining, the Stroke Recovery Center therapists and volunteers are generous and warm, there are no more forms to fill out, and everything is free.
And here, Holly sits with Angie for an hour and 15 minutes. Then Joe takes her, and then they work with her, and they give me homework to do with her. And I mean, you can see the caring, the love, the dedication. I mean, it's here all the time. The personal trainer, Scott, he works with her, he cares about her, he's looking to make her stronger so that she's more independent.
Caregivers of stroke survivors can finally begin to live a more independent life when they discover the Stroke Recovery Center for their loved ones. Rosella Brown and her husband Norman moved here from Kansas, having no idea how much their lives would change for the better because of the Stroke Center.
And we didn't even know about the Stroke Center. And my next door neighbor told us about the Stroke Center. Norman brought himself down here, and he has not missed a day since. It's like his whole life, he feels like he's a real big part of the place. I sometimes think he thinks he's the organizer.
Norman feels needed at the Stroke Center, and in turn, Rosella does not need to be by his side 24 hours a day. She helps him get dressed in the morning and then goes about her day while he drives himself to a place he thinks of as home away from home.
So I can go on and do my exercise program. I can go to luncheon with my ladies. When I couldn't do this, if Norman was home all day, I would feel obligated to have to stay there with him and, you know, to keep him occupied through the day. So the Stroke Center has just been a marvel for me.
Amazing things happen every day at the Stroke Recovery Center. The Stroke Recovery Center is holding its big annual fundraiser this Sunday night. The 30th Winter Wonderland Ball at the Rancho Las Palmas Resort will help the center meet its annual operating cost of close to $1 million. KPSP Local 2 and the Berger Foundation have done what we can to bring attention and assistance to the Palm Springs nonprofit organization through the glow of our Coachella Valley Spotlight.
And on behalf of the Berger Foundation and CBS2 Coachella Valley Spotlight, it's a pleasure to present you with a check for $25,000 to help support the outstanding work that you do in the community, helping people get better.
When you first said that you were going to feature us for a month on Channel 2 and be able to tell our stories and be able to talk about not only our clients but our volunteers and our caregivers and be able to wrap them all up and be able to tell our full story, and then to give us a check for $25,000, that's absolutely unbelievable. I think we all understand these days how tough the not-for-profit fundraising world is and how difficult it is for all of us to make ends meet in this rough economy. And this is a super bonus that we didn't count on, that we didn't budget for, and it will go, of course, directly to our client services, as do all of our donations.
For more than 30 years, the Stroke Recovery Center has been helping people improve their lives following a stroke. There is no place like it in the country that provides free services to stroke survivors, helping them improve their physical and mental strength. Medicare and most insurance companies only provide about 90 days worth of post-stroke therapy treatments. The Stroke Recovery Center is here every day for anyone that needs it.
And we find, and we've done studies to show that there is a lot of assistance that can be provided to people beyond that 90-day period, including people we've had that have regained, one young man regained his ability to run marathons. Another person regained his ability to talk and was able to go back and run a business that he had ceased to be able to function with. And story after story after story.
And it has been our pleasure to tell the stories of the Stroke Recovery Center this month. You can learn more about them online at strokerecoverycenter.org.